Hi. So my name is Sam Fogarty. I am an LMHC, so I'm a therapist. I'm also the clinical coordinator here at My Therapy NYC. And today our meditation is titled To Love and to Be Loved. So we'll be working a lot with compassion and understanding what that means for ourselves. So to get started, I just want to invite everyone to just do a brief check-in with your body. If your legs are crossed, maybe you uncross them, feel both feet on the ground. If you're sitting, maybe you think about whether the seat is actually comfortable or if you want to grab a pillow or a blanket or just relax into the sturdiness of where you're seated. And just start to relax the body before we even focus on breathing or closing our eyes. Just notice any immediate tension and see if there's anything you can do to just let that go in the moment. Is anything that sticks out to you at first? Maybe you do some light stretching. Just start to check in with yourself, focus on the body, not in such an intense way. Just starting to bring the attention to where you are and being where you are, which is challenging. And I want you to take a look. If your eyes are closed, I just invite you to open them. Something that we can do to start to stretch the heart space, which sounds kind of strange, but to open up this meridian, this energy line, is to open up our arms, if this is accessible to you, to the side, and lift your palm up like this, and start to arch your shoulder back. You should feel a slight tingling, sort of from here down and into the chest tissue here. And I encourage you to do that with both arms out. I can't with where I'm sitting right now. And just take some deep breaths. Notice how alive and energizing that might feel. It's a strange sensation. Maybe you've done this before. Notice if it feels more or less intense than it usually does. It's uncomfortable. If it's painful, of course, back off. Just listen to your body. Just notice the sensation, how it travels from your fingertips all the way through your arm down to your heart space. This is why we can imagine that so much care is done with our hands. It's really connected to the heart. What we do, what we touch, how we touch is really meaningful. And then settle back into your seat and just start to close your eyes down. That might mean softening your gaze. It might mean completely closing your eyes. And imagine the cords that we have to the outside world, just slowly cutting those off, knowing that they'll be there at the end, bringing our attention inward to our body and to our mind. If you're feeling energetic, scattered, I invite you to sit with your palms facing down for a more grounding meditation. If you notice yourself feeling tired, weary, defeated, bit lower energy, then I invite you to sit with your palms open to receive the energy that the world might have for you, the space around you might hold. Just continue imagining just shutting things inward. Bring your attention to your breath. Notice if your breath is shallow or if it is deep, if it feels warm or cool. Just observe where we're starting. No judgments here. There's no right way to breathe. Just stay with your breath. Gradually begin to shift your breath deeper and deeper. Relax your stomach. Allow your belly to be full when you breathe in, your diaphragm push out. Feel your chest rise all the way up to your collarbones. And as you exhale, notice the relief that comes, how your chest might cave in, your stomach tighten, your diaphragm move up. Just deepen the breath. On the inhale, notice your shoulders rise. And on the exhale, really drop them down. Relax into the seat, into this moment. Your thoughts might drift, and you can just bring your attention back to this space, back to your breath, back to my voice. Your thoughts will wander. That's okay. Our goal here is not to stop thinking, but just to focus our attention on ourselves. We'll start a body scan. So beginning with your toes, notice any tension. Breathe in relaxation to that space. Release any tension that doesn't serve you with every body part I mention. Moving to your feet, to your ankles, to your calves, to your shins, to your knees. Perhaps they're tight. Allow your legs to just splay as it feels comfortable. To your thighs, the front of your thighs, the back of your thighs, your hips, right? Starting with your glutes, the front of your hips, the sides of your hips. Just releasing any tension you can and falling heavy into the seat, to your lower back, to your stomach and your tummy, your middle and upper back, your chest, your shoulders. Perhaps you shrug them up and drop them down. Your upper arms, your elbows, you might wiggle them a little. Your forearms, your hands, your palms, each of your fingers. Bring attention to your neck. Release any tension that isn't needed to keep your neck upright. To the back of your skull, the top of your skull, and moving down the face, releasing any tension in your brow. You might be surprised. Even the space beneath your eyes, your jaw. Maybe you just massage it out quickly. Separate your upper and lower jaw and allow it to just hang slack for a moment. To the front of your neck, your lips. And take 3 deep breaths. Inhale. And exhale. Maybe you allow yourself to sigh. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Just be with your relaxed and grounded body. Maybe those are some of the first deep breaths you've taken today. And to warm up our compassion, we're going to practice Tonglen, if you've heard of that. So it's really not complicated. On the in-breath, imagine breathing in suffering, pain, heartbreak. That can be your own or others. I find it easier to start with others. You breathe all of that in and you hold it for a second, and how tense and painful. You exhale peace and relief. You receive this pain and suffering and you hold it. And on the exhale, something changes, something is lighter. There is some peace and relief that you can spread into the world. I'll give you some moments to do that. Inhaling pain and suffering, and exhaling peace, relief, kindness, love. Just that your intentions, your energy has an impact on the world around you. That by breathing this in, breathing it out, you are changing something. You're shifting the energy around you and that you carry with you. Do that with two more breaths. So exhale anything that you're holding. Inhale deep. Hold it in. And exhale. Peace and relief. Once more. Inhale. It's pain and suffering and tension, and hold it. And exhale. Peace and relief. Just notice if that changed anything within yourself. Maybe you feel slightly warmer. Maybe you were troubled by that. Maybe that served you or didn't. That you can let all of that go. Bring your focus to your mind's eye, to the space between your two eyes on your forehead. And begin to visual a wide blank space, just an open canvas. Imagine a serene, peaceful place where you feel you're most safe. Maybe that's a living room, or maybe that's a field, a bench by a river, the beach, whatever is your peaceful place. And imagine yourself there, this current grounded self, there, relaxed, peaceful, your most unbothered, unstressed, present self. And I want you to invite in someone who really loves you. This can be a real or imagined figure. It can be a pet. It can be a community, a family member, a loved one, any kind, someone who really loves you, and invite them to be with you, to sit with you. Notice how their presence affects you, how they impact you. Imagine their love being sent towards you and receiving it. Maybe you notice a slight smile on your face. I notice some teariness for myself. Just allow yourself to be touched. It's okay if nothing is happening. Just be present with the image. Maybe you feel warmer or held, more relaxed. Just take some deep breaths in this space. There's no rush. You're just here savoring this feeling of being loved. I want you to imagine and feel all the love that you have for this person. Maybe you notice your heart space swell, your shoulders open. Maybe some really nice memories float in and float out. Just this moment of energetic connection and understanding and compassion. I want to invite you to take your right hand and just place it over your heart with a slight pressure. Feel your heart beat and be full with this image. Hmm. Just be present with anything that comes up for you. Maybe there's fear, maybe there's sadness or relief or warmth. Nothing is wrong. Whatever you feel is right. Just sitting with love and seeing how it impacts you. Imagine if this love surrounding you has any qualities. Is there a certain color that comes to mind? Or a brightness, a light? Breathe into that. Notice it within you. Imagine it expanding and expanding far outside of you. This warmth and compassion. How this love can have healing qualities to anyone you come across, including yourself. I know that as you breathe in, this compassion and love that you've cultivated and that you're basking in is all your own. No one else here today has cultivated that except you. And that's really special. Be aware of your capacity to love, even when it's hard. Be aware of the possibility of bringing about this feeling, even when you might feel lonely or sad, that there is love. And know that when you feel you're missing that or lacking that or longing for that, you hold it within yourself and it can be accessed with just one deep breath. There's a well of love, an abundance of love inside of you. You can just get cluttered by how hard the world is, how hard life is, but it is always there. It is immutable. I want you to bring your hands back down to your lap and hold your palms open now. If they were down before, open them to the world. Feel the energy in your fingertips and your palms radiate out or receive love that the space has to offer, even the compassion that you might have for each other just for showing up here today. And here, I want to bring back in that Tonglen. Imagine breathing in the suffering and pain like you were before, breathing out the pain or breathing out peace and relief. Breathe in that pain and suffering. Breathe out that peace and relief. And notice how this love that you've cultivated very much so has the capacity to change that. Maybe now it feels easier to sit with your own pain and suffering, maybe feelings of loneliness or sadness or heartbreak. Breathing out that peace and relief, everything will be okay. Breathing in what is hard, and breathing out with ease and relief. I'll leave you for a bit to practice this in silence. And as you come back to my voice, we'll end with a body scan. So beginning with your toes, notice how they feel maybe more relaxed. Your feet, your ankles, your calves, and your shin, your knees, your thighs, your hips, your lower back, your belly, your upper back, your chest. Maybe you notice yourself feeling more open. Your shoulders, your upper arms, your elbow, your forearm, your hands and your palms and your fingers, your neck, the back of your skull, the top of your skull, your brow, just releasing any tension that might have accumulated in your face. Massaging your jaw briefly again, releasing your cheeks, your lips, front of your neck. We'll conclude with 5 deep breaths, biggest breaths of the day. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Breathing in. Biggest inhale yet. Sipping in the last bit of air. Holding, holding, holding. And exhale. When you're ready, begin to invite some gentle movement into your fingers and wiggle your toes. Open your eyes and look away from the camera. Just observe the space around you. Maybe you notice something that you've never noticed before, or something that felt so familiar, feels so new and exciting.